I just bought and received what I think is the best kitchen sink on the market right now for a small kitchen. And I'm gonna unbox it with you guys today in this video. Also, make sure you stick around until the end because I'm going to share with you my strategy for how I saved $80 on this very sink. So let's get started. So if you are new to my channel, I'm Crystal, and here is where I am sharing with you guys my journey as I renovate my 1950s bungalow. So far, phase one of the renovations, which is the outside, is complete. So if you have not seen those videos, make sure you check out the links in the description below, and you can catch up on all of the stuff that's happened to the outside. So now we're getting ready to start with phase two, which is the inside, and you can see things have gotten a lot more empty around here. So this sink, what makes it so special? Well, this is called a workstation sink. This particular one that I have is made by Kraus, which is one of the premier brands in kitchen sinks and faucets and all that kind of stuff. And it's called a workstation sink because you can do just that. All of the work that you would normally do at a kitchen, in a kitchen, using the counter space, you can actually do it on the sink, thus saving counter space. Genius, right? So what can you do on a workstation sink? You can pretty much wash and prep all of your food, vegetables, cut them up, all the things that you would normally do like on a cutting mat or with the sink and the countertop combination. You can do this right in the sink. You can also wash and dry your dishes in the sink without having to worry about having a separate dish pan or a separate drying rack off to the side. And then because this is a single bowl, large, deep sink, you can get even your biggest pans in here, like your roasters, your big flat cookie sheets, all of that will fit right down in the sink and you can wash it with no problem. All right, so let's take a look at what's inside the box. All right, so let's see what we have in here when we get everything all opened up. So every sink usually comes with this little template, and as you can see, this is for the countertop people, so they'll use this to know what size hole to cut out in the countertops. So we got that. All right, so the first thing is this cutting mat, or cutting board, excuse me. It's made out of bamboo, and you can see it's nice and thick. This is probably about 3/4 of an inch thick, and it even has a little hole here, so like you're cutting stuff up and you can just kind of juice and all that runs off into the hole right down into the sink. So that's nice and sturdy. The other thing, this is what I think this is let me get it open. So this is this is nice, it feels good. So this is the drying rack. And so what happens is when this sits across the sink, you can, as you wash the dishes, you can put your glasses on here, you can stand your plates up or anything that's flat and vertical, and the water runs off, it dries, so no need for that extra drying mat or that extra dish rack that sits on your counter. And this is like it's very heavy. It's hard to tell in the video, but it's really heavy, and it has like this rubberized coating on it, so it's not going to scratch anything. And then I love these little aesthetic pieces, like their little logos are all on everything. This is really nice. So we'll put this over to the side. All right, next we've got like installation stuff, mounting stuff. Here's the drain. And it's like all these little things that make it nice big drain, comes with a strainer, which is nice. That back. And then this is the top. I think this is a decorative drain cap that I guess can go over it instead of the strainer. So it has little feet on the bottom. You can see them. So I guess that just helps it stays into place. But ooh, look at that. I just like the way new stainless steel looks. It's all pretty. And then once again, for the aesthetic part, it has the little cross logo. You can see that. So that's there. And by the way, I did purchase a sink as a 32-inch because the cabinet that it's gonna go into is, I guess, a standard base cabinet, which I think is maybe 34 inches. So 32 inches was the maximum sink size that I could get. These do come smaller, and I didn't think they come larger than 32. All right. Piece de resistance. I did take French. All right, so down in the bottom here is, I can get it out, is this little rack. So this sits down, can sit down in the bottom of the sink. And it has little rubberized feet on it. So it actually goes this way. And the drain would be right here. So this sits down in the bottom of the sink. So when you have pots and pans and, you know, just dishes, silverware, it's not gonna ding up the bottom of the sink. And they even give you some extra feet, so that's nice. If you lose one or one breaks off. And then, here is the sink. Now this thing is really heavy, so I'm not going to take all of this out. You guys can see it here. Oh, isn't this pretty? So it's very deep. I think this one is maybe, I think it was 10 inches deep. I forget. I didn't measure it, but it's pretty deep. It's deeper than any pan that I have. So all my pots would be able to fit down in here with no problem. And then with these grooves here on the side are what allow these pieces to sit. So I'll give you an example. So what happens is this drying rack or this drying mat goes across, sits in the grooves like that. And then you wash dishes here, and you can put your dishes on here. And once it's sitting on here, it's pretty sturdy, so it can definitely hold like glasses and heavier stuff pretty well. It has a very one-piece design. Now there are some seams like where these things join, but for the most part, no real seams here for it to get messed up. So that's my sink. So I am so excited to get this sink installed in the new kitchen. So if this is a sink that you might think about getting, or you want to try one, or you want to get one, I'm going to put the link in the description below so that you can see exactly where I got mine and get one if you want. And just know that if you purchase a sink using my link, you are supporting this channel at absolutely no additional charge to you, but I make a few little pennies in commission. So thanks in advance for your help. Now for the money saving part. This sink is not cheap, okay? So I had to come off a few coins to get it. So with that said, I was pretty strategic about how I went about doing that. What I do know is that I'm very much paying for the Kraus name, as well as, you know, what the sink does. There are cheaper versions of this sink out here, but when I looked at the reviews, there were lots of not so nice things, like the sink coming damaged, or the pieces, the accessories not really fitting properly. So I didn't want to deal with that. This is an undermount sink, which means the countertop is going to sit on top of it. So nothing would be worse than to get all of this stuff installed and something not fit, or to be ready to install it and it's got all kinds of defects. So I wanted to err on the side of caution and go with something I knew was known for quality and was going to come, for the most part, perfect. So knowing that this was going to be a big purchase for me, I had to put some of my money saving tactics into play. So I looked this up. I knew that I could get it on Amazon, which I knew by going through Amazon versus a showroom or maybe some other sites that I would be getting probably the best price. So what I did, because I knew I didn't have to have it right away, is I put it on my Amazon shopping list, and I waited for Prime Day. And you guessed it, it was a Prime Day deal. So for the 32-inch sink, I actually saved $80. If I had gotten the one that was just 2 inches smaller, which would have been the 30-inch, it would have been $100 off. But, you know, every inch counts when it comes to kitchens and kitchen space and having all of that. And at the advice of my contractor, Adam, he said, go for the largest one that your base countertop, your base cabinet will accommodate, which was this 32-inch. So if you know you're gonna need something and you're not in a rush for it, that is my advice. Put it on your Amazon shopping list, not in your cart. There's a difference. You wanna put it on the shopping list. And then wait around for Prime Day. I think Prime Day comes like twice a year. So put it on there, wait, and check it out and see if it's part of a Prime Day deal. You never know. And in my case, I lucked up because I really thought because it was such a name brand thing that it wasn't going to be, but to my surprise, it was. So an $80 savings because I used my strategy. So what are some of the other money saving strategies you guys have when it comes to big purchases like appliances or furniture or home decor? Please share, let me know to help your girl out, because I shelled out a pretty penny for this sink, and I'm not trying to keep shelling out my little pretty pennies if I don't have to. So demo day is right around the corner, and we are going to get started in a minute. This wall behind me will be no more. So if you don't want to miss any episodes of all the stuff that's going to be happening moving forward, then make sure you subscribe and hit that notification bell so you don't miss an episode. Did you notice that saying subscribe was kind of difficult? So on that note, thank you for watching, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.